Victor Osimhen. I love Victor Osimhen. I watched him 2015 under 17 World Cup in Chile. I watched him because I remember, Osimhen, his goals, he had the golden boot, he had the Nigeria won the tournament and Osimhen was outstanding. I remember after that tournament, years later I kept asking, where is that guy? Osimhen, Osimhen, Osimhen. You know, until eventually he was able to find his way to Europe and, then Napoli and the successes he has had. I've always liked him from that 2015. What I remember from that 2015 tournament, under 17 tournament, was his confidence. You see a confident player. But in recent times, watching Osimhen, it's not just about confidence. He has passion. He has energy. When he's playing the game, he puts 100% plus in the game. He's a very passionate player, and it's something that is a little different. We've had talented players. We've had hardworking players. We've had different category of players. I remember there was a time with the Super Eagles when people used to complain that these Eagles, especially those that play in foreign clubs, those that play in foreign clubs, there was this complaint that these players, they don't put in 100% when they come to play for Nigeria. That the play to avoid injuries, they are not that committed. And then there was this outcry, we should be getting more local indigenous players to mix up with the foreign players, that these players are not putting 100%. That was the complaint at the time. But we see Victor Osimhen having that drive, even though he plays for top clubs in Europe. When it comes to play for Nigeria, it's always 100%. Passion, energy, everything. And that has helped Nigeria a great deal. You know, it has helped Nigeria. Yes, we didn't qualify for World Cup, but we know what Osimhen did. When he was in form and when he played, he put in his all. Even scoring a hat trick in one game in order to see to it that we qualify. So Victor Osimhen, standing player, love his story, came from the streets, struggled, had his opportunity, played his game, got opportunity, went to Europe, did well, and is still playing well. Galatasaray, Champions League, and all that. So I know that in every game, right, that Osimhen would always put in his best. So before I slept off last night, I checked and I saw Nigeria was leading 2-0 and Osimhen was in the score sheet, and I was like, this will be like game over. So I woke up this morning and I saw that Nigeria won 4-0 and Osimhen scored 2 goals. I was glad. Then when I started going through I was watching highlights. I wanted to see the highlights of the game. And then I now saw there was this altercation between Osimhen and Lookman, and throughout today, there just been a barrage of talk and talk. I was like, what was all this? People are upset about the ad balls. People are upset about how he wasn't playing well after that, and that he asked to be substituted and all that. People are just upset. Let me just say a couple of things. We know that Victor Osimhen is a passionate player. And we know that Victor Osimhen puts in 100% plus in every game. You know, this thing with passion. Let me give an example. You see a guy that says that he wants a lady who is wired in bed. And when he meets the lady that is wired in bed, and the lady is wired in bed and wired in other areas, and they're like, this one is too much. Oh. I want you to be wired, they're not like 10. You can be wired like 5/10, you know. We have this thinking that, when you see somebody, there is an aspect of that person you love. And when you now see the person showing it, you're not like, it's like this thing is too much. Oh. Take it from 10 to 5. Or if it's a guy, or if it's a lady that wants an alpha guy, he wants alpha male, alpha male. I now see an alpha male showing it. You're like, this one is too much for me. Or maybe I need like 5/10 alpha. When we see, there was a time we complained that players are playing in Europe. When they come to play for Nigeria, they're not passionate, they're not committed, they're not patriotic, they're not giving their all. They're just saving their body so that they can go and play in their club. And then we see Osimhen, who plays for top clubs, who is well paid, well known, global star, coming to play and giving his all. We like his passion. We like his, he has this alpha personality, domineering personality, drive. But we don't want it. You think that somebody who is as passionate as Osimhen, if he's noticed something that he doesn't like, he will just keep quiet over it. Somebody who is passionate, who is driven, and now sees that things are not going the way they should, you think the person will not complain? I saw the clip where when he told Lookman that it's teamwork. Lookman said he has already scored 2 goals. In as much as we say Osimhen should have been more restrained, but what Lookman said, it doesn't make any sense. Some people will say that, Nigeria is already leading 3-0. He has assisted Osimhen, Nigeria led 3-0 against Tunisia. And Tunisia scored 2 goals, making it 3-2. And Tunisia almost equalized. You think Nigeria is leading 3-0? You think, Nigeria has already won? When you are leading 3-0 and you have an opportunity to score more goals, you should go for it. This is not a group game. It's not as if, if you draw, you are going to still play another team, or they'll rank it and all that. No, this is knockout stage. So if you are playing knockout game, right? If you have the opportunity, you finish the opponent. Lou, remember Man City, Madrid. Man City, Madrid, Champions League. 9 minutes, Man City were like 2 goals up, and they thought they are winning the game. Then from nowhere, Madrid scored and equalized, and knocked out Man City out of the Champions League. You can't be comfortable in a knockout game just because you are leading 3-0. And you can't tell a striker that you have already scored 2 goals. Top striker. You are telling him you already scored 2 goals. A striker that has scored 2 goals, what's the next thing is a hat trick. You know what that means in terms of records? You know what that means for a top striker to get a hat trick in a tournament? Then the point Victor was making, that is a team game, is right. Team game means even if you get the ball and you see someone in a better position to score, you pass the ball. That's how it is. You don't say, oh, okay, this striker, you hold the ball and now like, this one has scored 2 goals, this one has scored 1 goal. Oh, how many goals have I scored? Now I'm trying to make no. You play as a team, and playing as a team means that if you have the opportunity to pass to somebody who have a better chance of scoring, then you do that. You can't tell a top striker that you've already scored 2 goals. Think of all those top strikers. Think of Yekini and others. You can't tell them that. And the problem that, remember the time of Rashidi Yekini, one of the problems that arose later was some of the egos felt that Rashidi Yekini was getting all the praise because he was the one that was scoring. And there was a time that, oh, maybe they'll give money to the, you score a goal, they'll give you money or something like that. And they were ganging up against him, not to pass ball to him. And he had to complain that he wasn't getting servicing. He wasn't getting the ball. A team, right? You have a keeper, you have defenders, you have midfielders, you have attackers. Everybody works together towards saying that you win the game. Look at the game that Osimhen was the captain, and Oyedika, did very well, scored well. At the end of the game, when Osimhen was being interviewed, he dragged Oyedika. Super Sports interview. Watch it.
Come. Go. Come. I don't do with you. No. Don't mind him. He's the man of the moment. Osimhen, you give him the. Now you want to. Now you want. I said, come. You have to interview him. Yes. No. Yes. Then do him first, and after you do me. Okay. Come. Stay like this. Yes. Stay. I'm there with you. Okay. Please come here.
I mean, Onyedika has been one of our best players, and most of the time he doesn't get the hype he deserves. And he's a really talented player. And for the kind of performance he's done today in the game, I think he deserves to be in the spotlight. So for me, it's not about me. It's not about the Super Eagles. It's about him, because the game is done, and he's done so well for the team. So he deserves to be in the spotlight. So I wonder why you guys are interviewing me and not him. So that's why I brought him to also have a glimpse of what it feels like to, when you have a good performance. You see every journalist want to interview, want to get your feeling about the game. So I'm really happy for him.
He dragged him in Oyedika and said, he has done well. He should be interviewed. He should be in the limelight. That he does well in training, and now that he has done well and to the full view of everybody, he should be in the spotlight, so that they still benefit from the fruits of his labor. That's team spirit. And when you have a team, you have to have leaders in a team. And leaders often have this alpha personality, domineering personality. And when you see somebody passionate, driven, right? Some of the things he will say, some of the observations he will make is for the team. And you could watch other interviews where Osimhen was interviewed, and he said as much, that even when he was not team captain, he still, kind of ginger the players and stuff like that. One thing we should remember, we should always note, that Osimhen has represented Nigeria national team at the youth level. 2015, that was 10 years ago. 10 years ago. And he has played for Nigeria in different tournaments. When he's not injured, he has featured and he has done his best. He has a place in the team. Forget the fact that, okay, he's a top striker, it's a global star and all of that. He has been playing in the Nigeria team right from under 17. He understands the game. He understands the game. The thing is, the thing you should appreciate is that the way things go in a club matches and all that will be way different from the national tournament. National playing for your country, national tournaments and all that. There are different dynamics, right? And so for somebody who has been playing for the national side longer, Ademola Lookman was first playing for England in the youth stage, and later he switched to Nigeria, which is good. He came to Nigeria, he's been playing well for Nigeria. Ademola Lookman, he lost playing in the AFCON, he did well in 2023 AFCON, he's doing well now. Ademola Lookman is doing well, no doubt about that. And she continue. But Ademola Lookman should know that Osimhen has been playing for Nigeria longer than he has. Osimhen grew up in Nigeria, passed through all the stages that somebody will go through. He understands. He's from the street. He understands. Lookman is a great player, but he grew up in England, and he was even playing for England. And he come to Nigeria, yes, he's doing well for Nigeria, but he should understand there's a history, there's a reason. You've had situations whereby Nigeria will go into certain tournaments and they will start well, and after starting well, they will be knocked out. And we often say that one of the reasons is that if Nigeria is doing well, then there's this lackadaisical attitude that comes in. There's this, spirit, of not putting your all that comes in. And when you now have somebody who is driven, who is committed, and who wants to go all the way to make sure that Nigeria was at the final of the last AFCON, and they lost in the final game, and it was quite painful. And many of these players who played then, and for somebody, a leader who is like Osimhen, will not want a repeat of that. Now, some people have said that, oh, after the outburst, Osimhen should have just continued playing the way he was playing. Nah, you see, from my own read, from what I've observed, after telling Lookman that when he was telling Lookman it's a team game, Lookman said you have already scored 2 goals. Imagine you telling a top striker you have already scored 2 goals. That means you that providing assists, you already have the mentality that, oh, you've already done enough. Osimhen is now processing that. I know where these things, what happens, right? Somebody tells you something and you didn't really give it much thought. But as few minutes go by, you're thinking about it. And you're not like, whoa. So this guy now thinks I've already scored 2 goals. So what's the use of him being in the game? Osimhen plays and gives 100%. If at that point he sees that, oh, Lookman has shown an attitude like as though he should not be in the game, and at that point Osimhen feels I can give 100% in this situation, he feels upset, he can't give 100, and feels, oh, he should be taken out. Me, I don't see anything wrong with that. Nigeria was winning 3-0. He has scored 2 goals and is having this tension with a key partner in the attack. And he feels that at this point, he cannot give his all. And aside from that, he doesn't want to escalate. He doesn't want it to escalate. I know that thing could escalate. Another situation could arise subsequently where he doesn't get the ball and it can escalate. We've seen players slap their teammates. We've seen players push their teammates. You can watch videos. People have been compiling videos of where a player attack his teammate for something. So if he feels that I don't want to stay in longer in the pitch so that I won't have to do something that I will regret. I don't want to stay in the pitch if I can't give 100%. I don't want to stay in the pitch because there's bad energy. There's bad energy. It happens. You are playing in a team and something happens and you see this as bad energy. There is this bad energy between you and someone you are in the same team with. Have you worked in an office with someone and you sense there's bad energy? Bad energy, when there is bad energy, you sense it. There's bad energy, and I don't want to be part of it. In all that took place then, a number of things took place. Some people argue that, oh, you should have talked to Lukman later, they should have solved it and stuff like that. See, they played together in 2023 AFCON. They've been playing together. They know they've had the history. I'm telling you that him making that point at that time, it wasn't just, oh, that instance. There's something has been building up. There's something has been happening and something has been building up. Because I tell you, there are some people that, right, if some things are just coming up, you are bearing it, you are overlooking, then the dam will burst and you just explode. Now, for someone like Osimhen wears his emotions on his sleeve. He's passionate. If he's happy, you know. If he's not happy, he tells you. For that kind of person, they easily forgive, they easily even apologize, overlook it, and move on. For someone like Osimhen that says, oh, I'm not happy with this, once he says it, moves on. But what happened? Lukman telling him, you've already scored 2 goals. And he sense there's this bad energy and sense that his continued presence in the pitch could make things worse, and it may probably now be tempted to do something that he doesn't want to do or something like that. And he senses that, oh, he cannot give 100% and all that. He senses all these things. He has to be substituted. And I've seen clips where he was being booed by fans. When he was being booed. You know, look at Eric Cantona, the documentary of Eric Cantona, the great Eric Cantona of Man U and France, who was playing for Man United under Sir Alex Ferguson. That there was an issue, he was given a red card. He was given a red card. He was coming out of the pitch and Alex did not look him eye to eye. You know, if Alex, as he was leaving the pitch, if the coach had like, okay, calm down, you know, or even Try to like show sign that, oh, you care. But Ferguson was just upset. You allowed yourself to be red carded and all that. So